Thank you very much. I feel greatly honored to be here to receive this award. I accept this award also on behalf of all my fellow journalists in Pakistan who have struggled collectively for years in very harsh conditions for press freedom. It was this freedom which was created that I got space for my own writing. Also deserving recognition are the women journalists in my country who followed the path I charted out. Had they not done so, I would not have earned the description of a pioneer. I feel humble before my fellow professionals present here, Asma and Khadija and Rio, who have won the Courage in Journalism Awards. They have done very brave work, which I cannot really that way claim to. Well, there was a fellow journalist of mine, a very dear friend, Razia Bhatti, who also won the IWMF Courage in Journalism Award in 1994. And that is how the IWMF and its good work was introduced to us in Pakistan. In her piece on me, a young reporter, this was after I won the award, described me as an accidental journalist. I was amused, but I must confess that it is true. Journalism has been a series of accidents for me. The first being when I broke my shoe straps just when I was to enter the editor's office for my job interview. At that time, I had taken a break from my work as a researcher in a Pakistan think tank on foreign affairs to see my girls through their infancy and their toddlerhood. They are both here, and I'm grateful to them for coming here. The invitation from Dawn was tempting. From reading out fairy tales to my girls, I was being asked to write editorials on South Asian politics. Well, South Asian politics is a fairy tale of another kind. It was a big jump. Frankly, I hesitated. I knew how to write, but I knew of no other woman in the mainstream media in my country who was writing editorials. I decided to give it a try. 3 months was the period I allowed myself. Before I could think about the matter again, 33 years had passed, and it was time for retirement. I soon discovered how demanding a job journalism can be. It is a 24/7 job. That was even before the term was coined. You always remain alert, whether you are in Stockholm interviewing Queen Sylvia, or you are reading the epitaph on the tombstones of the anti-apartheid demonstrators killed in Soweto, South Africa, or are in New Delhi covering a women's writers' conference and advocating peace. The journalist in you never dies. The biggest challenge I faced was the gender barrier. Coming from a family of 3 sisters and 1 brother, I never worried about a male majority. But when I went to Dawn, there was a man's world, and I was the only woman there. I had to establish my credentials so that people could take my work seriously. President Ziaul Haq actually refused me entry into his press entourage, saying it was a stag party. Today, the hens are having a field day in the media in Pakistan. As for myself, I had pulled down the gender barrier the day I wrote an editorial admonishing the pharmaceutical companies for unethical marketing techniques to push up profits. They reacted angrily. They were angrier still when they learned that a woman was the writer of the piece. I had discovered the power of the pen. It needed a female pen to expose the evils societies are riddled with. It was a matter of time that I wrote about exploitation, oppression, inequities, and violence. Believe me, this takes courage. These evils still exist, but they are being addressed, and there is awareness about them. The struggle goes on. That is what journalism is. That is what makes journalism so satisfying for me, the struggle. Thank you, IWMF, for recognizing these efforts. I'm very grateful. Thank you.